This is the value of wrestling, the revolutionary force in wrestling podcasting.
Oh, you didn't know I'm back. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back in studio to bring you some breaking news. It is January 22nd, 2024, the second day of the brand new year, and the things that are going on. The world is going nuts. The internet blew up. Social media blew up after day one Raw happened with the return of The Rock, who set the wrestling world on fire. Are they doing it for The Rock? Will they do it for The Rock? Our plans changing? Is WrestleMania being turned upside down? We are on the road to WrestleMania and we blew it up on the very first day. Now we're going to deal with the follow-up. We're going to talk about Raquel Rodriguez, some more about Chris Jericho. What is the situation with Kota Ibushi, and also what is the standing of Vinci? We're going to talk all about that and much more right here on an episode of Big Tyme Rants. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I swear I can talk. I'm going to get through this, but first, let's do this. I'll be right back. Oh, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Big Tyme. This is Big Tyme Rants, and we are here live with everything going on in the world of professional wrestling on this very second day of January, the very second day of the brand new year. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're excited. I hope you're ready, because we're going to break down some news. Let's talk about Kota Ibushi. Kota Ibushi rushed to the hospital after sustaining a severe injury at a Noah event. Kota Ibushi is a highly esteemed professional wrestler whose remarkable talent has earned him a place in the annals of wrestling history. Ibushi was rushed to the hospital after sustaining severe injuries at a recent Noah event. In the main event of Pro Wrestling Noah, the New Year 2024, Ibushi was in a singles match that lasted over 30 minutes. Ultimately, Ibushi emerged victorious. During the match, there was a moment when Ibushi attempted a moonsault to the outside and appeared to grab his ankle upon landing. He ended up injuring his ankle, but still carried on with the match. Kota Ibushi suffered injuries on both of his ankles early in the match. It was added that Kota Ibushi had been taken to the hospital in Tokyo. While he managed to get the backstage area on his own, he expressed severe pain and was unable to provide backstage comments. As a result, an ambulance was called and not available until he receives a diagnosis. Only time will tell if Kota Ibushi will require surgery. So, unfortunately, Kota Ibushi suffered a severe injury at Pro Wrestling Noah. We will have more on that coming in the future. It looks WWE may have shifted their policy on blood on TV after last night's event with Becky Lynch showing some color. Not necessarily a horrible thing. It fit into the storyline and helped build that a little more. Raquel Rodriguez making some news right now, coming out on Twitter, X, whatever you like to call it, whatever you want to say it is. We know what it is. But it looks like she has been out of action due to an illness in a form. She took to her Instagram and revealed to the world that she had been diagnosed with mast cell activation syndrome. Rodriguez also noted in this that she had been suffering from eczema, and this is just a part that makes this a little bit worse. So here is what Raquel Rodriguez posted to X. What's up, guys? Happy New Year. So long story short, last year I posted a video about being a WWE superstar with eczema. In the month of December, it got progressively worse. I've been diagnosed with something called mast cell activation syndrome. Basically, I was red, swollen. There was a lot happening in this area, as she points to her face physically. It kept me from doing the things that I love, like traveling, going to the gym, and wrestling. I also didn't want to be on camera. I didn't want to look in the mirror. I understand all of those things can mess with someone, both emotionally and mentally, but thank God I moved back to Texas when I did because I had the best support system in the world during the time, which is my family. I'm so grateful to them and for everything they have done for me, and to you guys as well, who have sent me kind messages and reminded me that I didn't have to go through this alone. So, anyone who's been struggling or had to celebrate the holiday season a little bit differently this year, I just want to say remember to give yourself a little bit of compassion and grace for the things that you do not understand and the things that you can't control. Life can be really hard sometimes and it can throw us these crazy curveballs. I know they feel like they're going to last forever, but I promise they're not. This is going to pass. So let's go into 2024, remembering to give kindness to others and give kindness to ourselves. I can't wait to see what's going to happen this new year. I swear I can talk. I swear I can read. That was in the words of Raquel Rodriguez in a video of her ex. You can go check that out there. Hopefully Raquel Rodriguez has overcome whatever this issue is. They can figure out how to balance it, and we can get Raquel Rodriguez back on TV. That's definitely what we want to see. More breaking news about Chris Jericho. Kind of, which is more of an update than more breaking news to add to the cluster mess that is becoming Chris Jericho after simply getting onto X and going after Stephen P. News about never signing NDA. It opened the floodgates in a big way. The wrestling world is currently mirrored in controversy with serious accusations of misconduct against Chris Jericho. The accusations are linked to the alleged actions towards Kylie Ray, leading to her departure from AEW in 2019. The fallout of these allegations has cast a shadow over Jericho's reputation. Nick Houseman initially hinted at an undisclosed issue from Jericho's past, suggesting potential controversy. Subsequent tweets that followed alleged that Kylie Ray had an uncomfortable encounter with Chris Jericho in a hotel room, citing a significant factor in her decision to leave AEW. Adding to the complexity of the situation, video clips from 2019 resurfaced where Jericho downplayed allegations of hush money involving Vince McMahon. The previously overlooked footage, given the recent accusations against Jericho, is now gaining significant attention, prompting fans to reassess their perception of Jericho's character. Jericho is also bombarded with NDA chants at AEW World's End and heavily booed, as we talked about on our review show. While speaking to Cafe de Rene podcast, former WWE superstar Rene Dupree, no relation to Maxine Dupree, no. He revealed that he was told by independent talent and Manitoba that Chris Jericho had a bad reputation for going after other wrestlers' girlfriends and getting physical with them. It was added that Jericho was notorious for such deeds, which were considered a sin back then. In the words of Rene Dupree, someone asked me if I ever heard any rumors about Jericho and women. I told them when I first broke into the business, the indie guys from Manitoba told me, yeah, Jericho's rep was that he tries to F your girlfriend. He was notorious for effing other guys' girlfriends, which at one point was a sin. You stay away from the other guys' wives and girlfriends. Nothing brings more animosity into a locker room than when you're fooling around with someone else's significant other. Does it surprise me he does that? No, he was always an a-hole to me for no reason. President Tony Khan refused to speak on any unsourced rumors about Jericho. There is a disciplinary committee in place, but Tony Khan couldn't speak about Jericho's current situation. Only time will tell what will become of Chris Jericho, as things simply don't look good for him at this time, as more allegations seem to be coming forward. And as we get more information, we will break that out for you. And again, we here at the Value Wrestling want to support anybody in who's facing harassment of any sorts. We condone it. We don't think it's appropriate. Of course, we are not going to sit here and condone anybody without hard facts. We stand behind Kylie Ray and hope that she is able to get through this, and this is not affecting her personal life any more than it needs to be. And hopefully, either the news breaks that or the truth comes out. This is what we want at the Value Wrestling. It's simply the truth to come out so we know how to move forward. If the situation is truth, then we need the truth to come out and the appropriate people to be held accountable for their actions. What that accountability is going to be based on what the significance of all the facts are. If these facts aren't real and it's just stuff that is boiling, then we need to clear the air so nobody's reputation is damaged any further from things that may not be true. But we here at the Value Wrestling cannot say one way or the other. We are just here reporting the news to the best of our ability, and this is a significant news story to talk about. It's not necessarily fun. It's not necessarily one of the favorite things we want to get into, but it is the fact of something that is going on in the wrestling world, and we want to stay on top of it. We are here to support all people, and we believe people have the right to come out and say what they need to say and get over whatever situation may be going on here. I do say that I think Chris Jericho opened his mouth and inserted a foot in the situation. Whether necessarily these accusations are true, I cannot give you a statement on that end because I don't know. But I do believe Jericho and his rant on X against Stephen P. News and NDAs may have instigated for this stuff to boil back into his life, to bring it back into the forefront. And unfortunately, it does probably not the right time for this all to come out. Hopefully, this gets resolved and we get what we need out of it. Basically, it's just finding the truth. And as more breaks, we will try our best to bring you what we know as factual information. A lot of this right now is just accusations. They're unsubstantiated accusations, but we will stay posted on what is going there. Roman Reigns reacts to Rock's match, teased on 1-1. Roman Reigns came out and posted a tweet of crying eyes emoji. Last night on WWE Day 1 Raw, it was announced that a WWE champion would return. At first, we got Jinder Mahal. The fans were not happy, but in the midst of Jinder Mahal's arrival and talking and downplaying WWE, we got the return of the great one. The Rock, the music hit, the crowd went nuts. I don't know how many people actually knew The Rock was there, but he showed up. He had been 2 hours away on ESPN Game Day, talking up the game in Pasadena at the Rose Bowl, and he made the 2-hour drive to San Diego, California last night to show up on Monday Night Raw, to have a little rundown with Jinder Mahal, to have his moment afterwards. He talked to the crowd about if he was to go out tonight and have a dinner because he's hungry, if he was going to go eat in San Diego, where should he sit? Should he sit in a booth? Should he sit at the bar? Or should he sit at the head of the table? He made this statement. The crowd went nuts. He said, "That's what I thought." He left the crowd murmuring and burning. He set the internet on fire. He knew what he was doing. He knew that this was going to be a moment that was going to switch the narrative, at least online. It was going to get people talking. Then it's going to be proclaimed Roman versus The Rock, WrestleMania. And I'm here to tell you we don't have any of that. What we got was The Rock doing his normal stuff. We were getting teased and trolled. He's open to the idea, definitely. We're playing with the narrative that's been teased across many different elements and things. So there is a great possibility this match is going to happen at some point, at some time. But I do not believe The Rock, I do not believe Triple H would want to change the narrative of what is already kind of starting to feel the road to WrestleMania. Putting The Rock in WrestleMania in either main event, night 1 or night 2, would really hurt some of the other major stars that are there, that are already looking like they are going to be a part of the main event picture. If Cody doesn't finish this story, will it be able to continue? Would it be able to go on any longer? Would people still say interested in seeing Cody to finish his story? Because Cody's story, more so than Roman and Rock, needs to happen at WrestleMania. The Roman and Rock is a WrestleMania caliber match, but you can build that almost anywhere if you want to. You could build that as Survivor Series, Rock versus Roman, because that's where Rock made his debut. You could do this at SummerSlam because it is the same level as a SummerSlam. You could make it the biggest party of the year. You could write a storyline where Cody beats Roman for that WWE Universal Undisputed whatever championship it is today. And Cody could beat that. Roman could go away feeling he's beat. Then he could come back and go, there's one thing I haven't accomplished in the world of pro wrestling. There's one thing that's overshadowing the greatness, the godness of Roman Reigns, and that is The Rock. And then you could have The Rock and Roman have a match, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, anywhere down that road, that would set into place one of the greatest matches possibly of all times and build Roman. I mean, but this also gives you an opportunity to say now that The Rock could probably squash Roman and really end the bloodline story by putting The Rock at the head of the table, showing Roman that The Rock is the man that provides for the table. So you have a better chance of The Rock looking like a possible winner. And you could also run that match back. If you did that match at SummerSlam or Survivor Series, you could build back to WrestleMania to give Roman his win over The Rock, where he takes that place at the head of the table. Maybe a babyface Roman comes out of that whole storyline. I don't know, but there's options there. The other thing is WWE has Elimination Chamber in Australia. I believe it's in Perth, Australia, this February. Elimination Chamber. Big event, major event. It's going to be in a stadium that sits over 60,000 people. I believe WWE's at 47,000 right now. What would that do if they open The Rock? We know that the Australian committee that's brought in WWE into Australia is asking for The Rock. They want The Rock. Could we get The Rock? So you could do this. You could have The Rock and Roman at Elimination Chamber with Roman going over The Rock, retaining his titles, so Cody and Roman could meet at the WrestleMania main event night 2. Or you could do what I say, Roman versus Cody Rhodes, Hell in a Cell, night 2 at WrestleMania. This match needs a cage, and you put The Rock as a special guest referee because it's going to be that big. You can have The Rock there when Roman gets beaten 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring by Cody Rhodes. He's going to see The Rock raising Cody's hands, not his hand. It's not going to be about the bloodline. It's not going to be about family in that moment, and that's what can seed the seeds of more jealousy for Roman, who want to finally take care of The Rock, this shadow that cast over him, this figure that has been the roadblock in his way of becoming the great one himself. What is going to happen? We don't know. A lot of it's going to be into what we see going forward, and we're just going to have to wait. I think people are jumping the gun thinking Rock is coming back. Nothing was confirmed. The Rock was teasing a match. This match is becoming more and more of a possibility of actually happening somewhere at some point in time, but I don't believe it needs to happen at WrestleMania, and I don't think it is going to happen at WrestleMania. I don't think, if we go back to what The Rock said, it was supposed to be locked in for WrestleMania 39 last year. Didn't happen. They couldn't come to an agreement. And The Rock said he'd be interested in it. He'd be happy to come back and do it, but it's got to make sense. There's got to be story. There's got to be something to it. And I don't believe The Rock is going to look at it and go, okay, well, we see what you got here, and I want to be the brightest shining star, so let's move these guys. No, I think The Rock knows that Cody's story is very evident, and I don't think Cody is going to step on the toes of Cody Rhodes, who's trying to finish his daddy's story, because then he'd be stepping on the toes of the American dream. That's the road, baby. And I don't think The Rock would do that. And we know The Rock respects CM Punk, because when CM Punk left WWE, it was The Rock on Monday Night Raw that would try to call CM Punk alive in that audience, in that area, to get him on the phone. So we know The Rock respects CM Punk. I don't think he wants to step on CM Punk or Seth Rollins either, which we know should be the day 1 main event for WrestleMania. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to get interesting. We're going to have to keep talking about it. I don't think the wrestling world is taking a breath of air. I think they're jumping the gun. Roman made a statement, and the world went nuts. This, ladies and gentlemen, is your Big Tyme Rants. I'm the Big Time. This is Value Wrestling. We appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you for taking time out of your day to sit here and listen to me ramble and jabber on about the world of wrestling. Make sure you like this video. Go ahead and share this video out with friends, family, and everybody that you know that loves the world of professional wrestling or sports entertainment, whatever you like to call it. Drop your comments down below. If you're new here, we greatly appreciate that. Subscribe. You can help support us, help us grow, help us reach our goal simply by hitting that subscribe button. It costs you nothing. You become part of the Value Wrestling family, and we will appreciate your support each and every time. But for now, I'm going to get out of here, and I will see you on the next one.